In 2011, the University of Kentucky tracked over 1,000 lottery winners for a decade. The data revealed a brutal reality. Over 70% of the people who hit the jackpot declared bankruptcy within 5 years. Many of these lottery winners returned to a worse financial position than before they ever bought a ticket. They ended up deeper in debt, with completely drained accounts. This creates a direct contradiction to our basic societal assumptions. We are conditioned to believe that the only real barrier to building wealth is a lack of income, yet these figures prove that a massive paycheck provides no protection against poor behavior. Consider a professional living in Dubai making 350,000 dirhams, about $100,000 every single month. Even with a massive salary and family wealth, this person struggles to make their income stretch to month's end, living paycheck to paycheck. A sudden influx of money doesn't overwrite your financial reality. It acts as a magnifying glass, exposing and accelerating your existing behavioral habits. It is mathematically impossible to out-earn poor financial behaviors. If you don't fix the underlying systems, a higher income simply accelerates your path to ruin. The first major wealth killer is micro-mismanagement. Financial ruin rarely happens overnight. It happens through a constant, untracked drip of small daily expenses. A 2016 study in the Harvard Business Review found that when people failed to explicitly write down and track their daily expenses, their discretionary spending spikes and their savings rate collapses. This leads directly to the pay-yourself-first paradox. High earners routinely work 40 to 50 hours a week, only to immediately pass their entire paycheck to landlords, subscription services, and restaurants. They exhaust themselves building wealth for other business owners while retaining 0% of the value of their own labor for their future. A 2019 study by J.P. Morgan Chase showed that negative psychological states directly trigger spikes in cash outflow. People routinely spend money simply to regulate their emotions. Take the example of an employee earning 30,000 dirhams a month, who practically zeroed out their savings by spending half their salary on elaborate office gifts and social dinners, all to maintain a specific external image of generosity. Unless you automate your savings, literally paying your future self first, and meticulously track where the rest goes, these daily emotional leaks will drain any salary you earn. While small leaks quietly drain your accounts, massive single-decision wealth destroyers can lock you into decades of financial stress. There is an immense cultural pressure to purchase the absolute biggest dream house, throw the perfect wedding, or drive a luxury car. These are often framed as milestones, but financially, they act as lifetime disasters. This chart shows how that debt is actually structured. If you take out a $2 million loan to build a massive dream house, you will often end up paying a minimum of $1 million in pure interest to the bank. To mask the monthly burden, high earners constantly restructure and refinance their loans. The debt stretches across decades, accumulating more fees, while the original principal amount barely shrinks at all. People chain themselves to a multi-decade financial obligation for events that are entirely fleeting. A lavish wedding lasts 6 hours. A luxury vacation is over in 2 weeks. Building real wealth requires distinguishing between an asset that actually pays you and an ego-driven liability masquerading as a dream. The final wealth killer is future blindness, rooted in the dangerous illusion that hoarding cash in a traditional bank account keeps your money safe. Cash is actually a decaying liability. During the Egyptian inflation crisis between 2022 and 2023, the local currency lost roughly 50% of its purchasing power annually. A static bank balance essentially lost half its value in 12 months. In Lebanon, the currency lost over 90% of its value against the dollar starting in 2019. Uninvested life savings held in the banking system literally vanished into thin air. The defense against this is an emergency fund decoupled from a single fiat currency. A portion of this fund should be diversified into hard, inflation-resistant assets like physical gold, stable foreign currencies, and highly liquid stocks. To see how the timing of an investment impacts its final value, compare two hypothetical cases, Ahmed and Khaled. Ahmed begins at age 25, investing for only 10 years before stopping. Khaled starts 10 years later at age 35, but invests consistently for 3 decades. Despite putting in money for a much shorter period, Ahmed's early start allows his curve to completely overtake Khaled's, demonstrating that the duration of growth is often more important than the total amount invested. You cannot simply save your way to wealth. Protecting your purchasing power and leveraging the compounding mathematics of time are mandatory requirements for financial survival. Let's go back to those lottery winners. Over 70% went bankrupt because they treated wealth as an isolated event rather than an ongoing process. They relied entirely on a windfall instead of a framework. As author James Clear wrote, "You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems." A robust financial system automatically captures at least 10% of your income for investments. It systematically rejects ego-driven liabilities, and it actively leverages time to compound your assets. Stop agonizing over how to dramatically increase your top-line revenue until you have built a rigid system to protect the money you are already making. Financial success isn't determined by the sheer volume of water you can pour in. It is determined by the integrity of the bucket holding it.